Spiral curriculum, guys. Medics incest.
Right.
Hello, you're in
Medbay. Okay, so today we're going to do a Q&A. So we have a few questions about medicine, about applying to medicine, and then life in medical school. For you, what was the hardest part about applying for medicine? Anybody got any hard stories about applying to medicine? Any disaster stories?
I can say a little bit from coming from a public school point of view.
Yeah.
Like, I think because I was the only person doing medicine as well from my school, it's a lot, like there was only three people altogether that were doing it from my school, and I think there's a lot less support available for people coming from public schools, because you don't get as much, like I've heard in some schools, I don't know about in your schools, but they had specific medical school training for like interviews and stuff, how to do the UK CAT and stuff, whereas they don't have any of that they didn't have any of that in our school. So I think it was a lot more proactive, like knowing what the unis want for interviews, knowing what they want in your personal statements. You have to research it all by yourself.
Yeah. I think you should start looking for what you need really
definitely.
early, really start like preparing really early, because you might not get all the information you need from your school.
But it is doable, because I only chose to do medicine like at the end, near the end of year 12. So I really wanted to do law, so I did history, chemistry and biology, so I could do either. And then I went into medicine like at the last minute. I had no clue what I was meant to do. Even if you don't get to do medical work experience, you can just do things that you can then apply to medicine. So if you've done any sort of like organisation things, any sort of extra like reading, anything like that. But I did do it in the last few months, and it was hectic. But ask people in the years above, ask people who are in your family that know or they've been through the system. Message random people on Insta, because so many people message me now about getting into like checking personal statements. So don't be scared, it's really normal. Just ask anyone if you're last minute.
I think the hardest part is probably just managing to do all of these different activities that you have to do for the application. Like managing your time properly, that's the biggest challenge for me, I think.
Still in med school
because you have to do like work experience and extracurricular
and prepare for UK CAT and BMAT and also do personal statements. So it's a lot of things that you have to do in like that short period of time when you're applying. So good like preparation beforehand is key, especially if you're like wanting to make your application stand out. Then starting like the volunteering stuff early in like year 10, 11, and then you have more time to like work around that and do add other bits to make your application stand out better. But
and managing to like get the grades that they want, because you need to do well as well.
Definitely.
So you need time to revise and study.
And get your teachers on side, because even if you don't get good grades and mocks, if you go and speak to them after and you say you've had this plan of action of how to improve your grades by this point of time, a lot of them give you a lot of leeway.
So if you could start over again, would you pick this course again? Like, would you pick medicine again? If you could go back to year 13 or 12?
I would. I can't think of anything else that would have excited me.
Yeah.
I think what's quite good about medicine also is it's not cutting you off from other fields, because so many people do medicine and then they've seen that you've done such a hard degree and then you can still go anywhere with that field. So at one point I still wanted to do law, and that's not something I've said no to, or journalism. You can still take the principles and apply it elsewhere, but the subject itself is always going to be really interesting.
Oh yeah, also, even though I picked medicine originally, if I could go back, I think I would consider other options as well. So I think like, because for medicine you do need a lot of motivation, like you do need to be motivated for it, because you're in the degree for 5 years as well. Obviously, as Serena said, there's other options after, but for the 5 years to get your degree, you do have to do the full 5 years.
Very much.
So once you commit, you do have to commit. But I think now that I'm in the course, I say that I wouldn't do it again, like as a joke, like in a light-hearted way. But in reality, I think if I could go back, if I went back, I would probably do it again. But definitely, if I could do it with you guys again, I would 100% do it. Like do it at Cardiff with you guys, then
Yeah, same. I kind of feel the same way, because it's like when you're here, you're kind of stuck in like a science medicine kind of pigeonhole, and that's kind of your whole life. And even when you're like you know, what you're being taught in uni. You're not being taught like writing skills. You're not really being taught critical thinking skills or like how to think like a philosopher or how to be an artist. Like you're not taught like the other stuff. So I think for that reason I'd like think about other courses that does do that. Right, so should we go on to the next question now? So it says, have you had doubts about finishing the course, like, you know, whether you can get through exam season?
All the
Like,
time.
all the time.
No.
All the time.
Yeah.
Especially the days before the exams, we're literally just like, I don't know. if we're
No,
gonna
we
do
don't
it.
have to wait for days before the exam.
We're literally-
Like a term before the
No,
exam.
literally.
Everyone's here crying.
Everybody's like, this is the last year we're living together. We're not getting to next year.
Yeah, we have a lot of nervous breakdowns, but it's
Yeah.
good that we're together.
Together.
Because, like,
Find
we
your
help each
friends.
other. Yeah.
Find your friends.
And also, I feel like everybody's going through the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
everyone thinks about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Are you a medic if you don't even think that like once in your
Yeah.
like,
Because we're all
life?
type A, basically. We all
Yeah,
really want to
like-
succeed, be perfect,
Yeah.
complete.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's kind of like imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, imposter
yeah.
syndrome where you just think, oh, I don't really belong here, and you just want to like leave because you think you
Yeah.
don't belong.
But that is everyone all across the country.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
genuinely,
All
even
students.
like F1s, F2s on placements that you speak to, they're still going through it. Like
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
It's really easy to doubt yourself because there's so much like that you have to know, and therefore you'll never know all of it. That's just a given. But to get to terms with that, that's the hardest bit. And I feel like we're all kind of learning.
Yeah.
on that
Yeah.
process.
And also like seeing other people, like seeing what other people do, like
Yeah.
their methods of revising or like how much work they're doing. You tend to like easily compare yourself to them, but then what works for them might not work for you. So I reckon that's
Yeah,
one
don't deep
way.
it too
Yeah,
much.
don't deep
Yeah.
it, because that's probably why you always like think, am I going to be able to pass? Because look how much work they're doing. I'm not doing that much work, and then but then you still get through. So
Yeah.
It's as much or if not more of a mental challenge just to keep the positive mindset, keep the motivation like you said, and just believe in yourself, because doing the content is hard, but it's not potentially that much harder like at the start than any other course, but it's just keeping on saying no, I can keep going and just powering through is what we're focusing on.
Okay, that leads well into the next question, which is something you'd wish you known about the course before you started.
Just how much motivation it would require of me, because I think before I just didn't realize how much work you actually had to put in to consistently do that learning throughout, because you just never stop learning. You have to continuously do things to get better and improve as a medic.
You have to be motivated to learn everything by yourself, because there's not going to be someone that's going to sit there
Yeah, tell you
make
to
you do
study
your
and redo
homework,
that.
make you do like all of the exam
Yeah.
questions and stuff. There's none of that. It's,
keep
you
you
have to
up
do it.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's most uni courses as well. Though,
yeah,
isn't
the
it?
resources
Yeah.
are presented to them. So like you get given lectures, you get given tutorials, but whether you want to learn what they taught you or not, it's in your hands.
Yeah.
And how like time consuming it is. First year is when I actually like felt it, because we were in like mixed accommodation with people in like various like courses we're studying there, and they'd have so much like free time. They'd always do things together.
in the kitchen.
We'd have like 9 to 5, and I'm like, I can't make to any of the plans you're making
Yeah.
because I'm in uni. And
Are you okay?
Okay, so you do the
Wait,
next question.
no, I have one thing.
Okay.
Okay, my thing that I would really have loved to know was the amount of new, strangely pronounced words there are in medicine. Because every single term has a new word, and they say like the first term alone in medicine is like doing 2 years of a language course, because there's that many new words thrown at you. There's words like fascinoma, like really
Ptosis.
yeah, there's loads of really strange words that I can't spell normally, but I can't pronounce or spell these ones. So
Yeah, surround spelling is a little.
Yeah.
it's hard for everyone. This is a common way. There's too many words.
you need like a different level of like decoding knowledge to
Yeah.
understand her text.
Surrounded texting
That's
is
another
so
story.
annoying, guys.
You have that separate
Yeah,
video.
another story time,
Too
guys.
much tea or video.
Trust it. Every single time when you type in a group chat, it just says Sarana is typing and then it stops. Sarana is typing and then it stops. Sarana typing. And then when she finally types, she deletes the message. And then on top of it, it's like got some typos. in
Yeah,
it.
if she sends it as well, you can't understand because
Yeah.
it's like all the words are like jumbled up. She's just like, what is this?
I'm leaving this house, guys.
What like helps you stay motivated to study and like to stay on top of stuff? Like, what is your like go-to trick?
Oh, mine's actually really sad. I just imagine myself being kicked out of medicine. I just imagine like not doing it and then
My
like,
parents' faces when they
my
slap
parents'
me in
faces.
the
The shame that it will bring on all of our family.
You get sent back to Asia.
Basically, and the fact that like I started it and I couldn't finish it, like I wasn't good enough, like I can't hack that kind of embarrassment. So basically, that is the thing that keeps me going. What motivates you like day to day, like when you wake up? What makes you?
I think it's more like just thinking about like, you know what, I'm here now, spent 3 years here, so like what am I gonna do? Like just throw that all in the bin. So you just
That's
think
quite
about,
negative. That's why I'm gonna do some positive ways, like maybe like a to-do list or something.
oh,
Oh.
a to-do list.
What?
Oh, I
How
like
we
to-do
motivating
lists.
ourselves on a day-to-day basis?
To be honest, yeah, to-do list.
It's like
Yeah.
to like do to do a chunk of work, like when you sit at your desk and you just really don't feel like it.
Have tea.
Oh, yeah. I have some of those days actually. On those days, like, nothing motivates me.
Guys, it's not helpful.
On a day when you're kind of feeling lazy and you feel like nothing's going to go into your brain, that's when you make your notes. Like you just read a textbook and you bash out those notes, because then you know it's like, okay, fine, I'm not going to active learn, but let me at least get my notes out the way, so on a day when I'm ready to look at the notes and remember stuff, it's already written.
What if
and
every
you've done
day is
the
a
time.
lazy day?
Then get your ass
Get yourself together.
get yourself together.
Live with people like Jasmine and you'll be fine. They'll scare
Yeah.
you into working.
Not gonna
Yeah.
lie, I like a little bit of comparison to keep me motivated, because if I see like I'm at this rank and I'm like, oh, okay, so
That's too
I
toxic
want to
for
get
me.
a little bit. It's what flips
Yeah,
my
it
mood.
works for you. Yeah.
Yeah, so it helps me kind of be like,
Competitive,
okay, so if I do this much work today, then I'll be on the track to like doing better in my next exam and like hopefully getting a better, mark. And that's what really
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Not
prefer a
good, but-
dopamine release. I will reward myself for it. I will go and buy food. I will go and get sushi. I will get some clothes.
But that
I will
works.
sit in their rooms. Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
happy, so it's okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay, so let's move on to the next one, which is there time to do other stuff than just like kind of studying?
100%.
There's a
Our
lot.
house is a good example of
Yeah,
that.
to be honest, like I think because we're in Cardiff University as well, so
It's
we
like
can
a
we can
hidden
time
uni
manage like
medicine.
so much better, and we have like more
I like it.
control over what we do with like our spare time and then like our study time.
The friends group as well. We used to like
We go on so many. We went on trips when we weren't on placement.
Yeah, we went to the
before the
beach.
lockdown.
Waterloo, London. That was
Yeah,
so
we went to
good.
London.
And we always just dress up and go for food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. There's
Yeah.
so many restaurants in Cardiff, and we always have time to go out and eat. Like we all have time to do
Yeah.
fun
Or we
things.
just chill and watch movies. We did
Yeah,
that so
we
yeah,
did
much.
really
exactly.
wholesome things together.
No, it's important to have that little bit of relaxation
Yeah,
as well,
100%.
because placement and even just first year and second year can be quite draining, so we need to have that balance.
So a good thing about the Cardiff Medical course in comparison to stuff you heard about like other unis and their medical courses, and how do you think it compares and what's the good side for
That
Cardiff?
ties into the last question because
Mm-hmm.
of the amount of independence and self-directed learning that you have. You do have a lot of free time to manage it how you want. So if you want to be someone who does a lot of academic studying, really in-depthly studies your course, you're free and able to do that. There's resources available. There's libraries open normally. Or if you're someone who wants to do a lot of other extracurricular things, there is time for that.
And I feel like the clinical skills teaching as well in Cardiff especially is really good, and they provide a lot of like pre-reading and things before you go to the sessions, and while you're in the sessions you're like watched by a tutor there, and that part was really
Yeah.
good.
And one of the reasons I decided to go to Cardiff Uni is well, like the integrated course, like we get exposed to like patients and clinical experience very early on. Even in first year, even though we only do like once a week placements, it's still like good because we tend to like get practice speaking to patients, because when we get thrown into like, we go into hospitals every day and you see like really ill patients, we've got some experience speaking to them.
Yeah.
Like communication
skills as well.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's really
Our
good.
communication skills.
Our communication is really
Our
good.
comms, yeah.
Comm skills is like
It's
something
ace.
that-
It's elite.
Yeah.
And small flex, but when I was on placement, one of the SHOs said that all of the Cardiff Uni students are really smart, and they said that they don't know what they're teaching us in the first 2 years, but we're amazing with our knowledge, so that's why she comes to Cardiff.
Spiral curriculum, guys.
Every
every year you revisit the same knowledge, so that's really, really good, and you just build upon it every time. So you know you memorize things a lot better.
Every time we're like, oh, I don't really understand this topic. And we're like, spiral curriculum, you'll
Yeah,
get it.
it'll come back. It'll come
back.
The final question now, which is, do you think there is a lot of medic drama?
Simran, nice question.
I think a lot of drama is surrounding competition.
100%.
Yeah.
Do you really think?
What? I don't know any drama.
Yeah.
Our house is not dramatic though.
Okay,
We
there's like
are an exception.
yeah, there's some people who
We are.
definitely compete, and then beef stems from.
Oh
us.
wait, now I just
Yeah.
remembered who you're talking about.
I don't know.
And now, oops!
I don't know.
We were. I don't know.
I feel like I know who is most competitive.
It happens.
Yeah,
But
but
that's
it's quite competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, like you're trying to be the best, you're trying to do the best, so you start to get competitive, but it kind of depends what your goals are really. So some people, they just want to be the best, they want to get all the opportunities, and then obviously some people start beefing them because what you're
Yeah,
gonna let
I
other
think
people
it's
do
like
it.
it's just low vibrational energy to be jealous of other people. So I think if people, I think if people can fix that about them, like medical school will be so much of like a nicer place.
Yeah, but we all get jealous.
What were you saying?
Yeah.
About it.
I have
Oh,
no-
I was gonna say, well, if you're like, okay, so our course has like nearly 300 people, and like we're together for 5 years, there is gonna be drama. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, rumors
You
are gonna
just-
go
yeah,
around.
rumours.
People are gonna bitch about each other. Like that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I
when
feel
you're
like that's what
the
some-
same group of people.
I
and,
to be honest, I
all the
don't know
time.
any drama though, so I'm just
No,
talking
you
about.
can separate yourself from it. Like we don't.
Yeah,
choose
obviously,
to
Yeah,
take
but
the
like
drama.
You
generally,
see it go
I
on,
didn't
though.
even know there was drama
There
in
has
medicine.
been, but it's not something
Yeah.
that you have to.
I feel like also-
Medics incest. I said what I said. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching this video.
And look out for more content on this channel.
Like, comment, and share this if you enjoyed.
And
Please whatever.
and click the little bell so that you get notifications for when all our videos are out.
And follow us on our socials. We've got Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and all the links are in the description below.
Yeah, and that's all from us in
Mediday. Please, if you know any good remedies for hair fall, put it in the comments below.